and welcome to the Uncultured Nerd Show. My name is Maeve, and I am an uncultured nerd, which basically means I am a nerd without culture. For more context, watch episode 1. Last time we watched episode 3, which was our first real cliffhanger of the season, with all the characters actively still in danger with more danger on the way. And I couldn't wait to watch the next one, so let's dive right in with this episode's Unhinged recap. Usopp takes the Marines to the mansion while inside Nami finds Luffy. He's not moving, but no mention if he's dead. The Marines question Cloudor, but I guess his scissors are retractable, so no dice. Cloudor hands over Luffy and Usopp runs off, but Kobe is still suspicious. Nami knocks out Sham, and Zoro, while trying to get out of the well, has a flashback to his training days. Usopp alerts Kaya and tells her about Cloudor, but she doesn't believe him, so he stays to protect her. Clock chimes midnight, Kaya's of age, and the pirates are ready to kill her. Apparently, the house has some purge defenses, and so now no one's getting in or out. Suit-up montage for the pirates, epic as hell, and truth bomb for Kaya and Nami, so it's time for Home Alone with pirates. Nami, Usopp, and Kaya try sneaking out through the wall passages, but get raided by Cloudor's claws. Cue Zoro childhood flashback as he fights with his rival with real swords and epic fight ensues. And very insightful speech about the harsh truth of nature, which I'm thinking might make some people angry, but I say is a hard truth us ladies all have to face as we grow up. Luffy throws up the poison, these three get to a safe room while the pirates keep hunting. I think those skulls are supposed to mean something, but I'm not sure what. Zoro keeps trying to get out while dealing with trauma flashbacks of childhood best friend dying. Not really an explanation of how, she just up and died. But hey, that's where the third sword came from. And double hey, memories of dead friends are a real strength boost. And one bitch slap later, Luffy and Zoro are headed back to the mansion. Luckily, those pirate house defenses are all pretty crap, so it's no problem getting in. Cloudor monologues around and they try to attack, but fail miserably. Zoro starts kicking these dudes' asses, and hey, Luffy's ready to fight Cloudor, but god, is this guy good at horror monologuing. But Luffy goes all tough, and guess who's the bitch now? These two, because they messed with the dead friend's sword. Also Cloudor, who gets his ass bungeed out of there. Sun comes up, Kai's like, thanks for saving me, dudes. Here's your ship. Cue fan cheer for the ship naming, and I guess Usopp's on the crew now. Tender goodbye, and everyone starts settling in. But not before the Marines catch up and start firing cannons. And I guess also the start of a family reunion. Happy days. Okay, like I thought, a lot more action payoff in this one, with some effing amazing choreography, especially in those flashbacks. It really seems like they hired real sword experts to play the younger versions of these characters, and I'm down for it. It's filmed, choreographed, and performed so well. That goes the same for adult Zoro's fight. I loved how these two were fighting by working off each other. I guess they're not vampires, they just like hissing and growling. But going back to the flashbacks, I'm a big fan of going into the dark brooding one's backstory to find out what made them so tortured, and this one makes a lot of sense. He made the promise to be the world's greatest swordsman while still pretty young, and her death basically settled the burden of that promise on his shoulders for life. It's like he thinks if he doesn't achieve being the world's greatest swordsman, he'll be letting down his friend's memory. I look forward to seeing more backstory because it seems like Nami is due for some secrets to be revealed. Also, I really like the speech Kunia gives to Zoro. Like I said earlier, I think it's going to be a little controversial, but I was one of those girls who did beat the boys in athletics throughout elementary school but started losing come middle school. And this was a very harsh truth that I had to come to terms with. Nature's a real bitch. Or bastard, I guess. I also really liked Kaya in this episode. She is put in the typical damsel in distress position, but there's a bit of a twist where she was taken advantage of and manipulated. Her whole reaction to Cloudor's monologue shows her shame in not being self-reliant and adds to her later motivation to follow her own path. Although she still does fail miserably when trying to take him out, but he did take out Zoro, so realistically, what chance did she have? Although, is it just me, or did those blades really not do a lot of cutting in this episode? After the first kill, it seemed like they became clubs rather than knives, but TV logic, I can easily let that slide. We also get a lot more Usopp in this one, and while I guessed he was going to join the crew from the trailers, I did get excited when he was brought on board. I was a little nervous because his personality is kind of similar to Luffy's, but as I look closer, they do have their own distinct traits and skills. They're just sort of both pretty positive. It seems like Luffy is more capable and sure of himself, as we see in his repeated predictions that he's going to be the future king of the pirates. He knows he hasn't done much yet, but he will one day. Usopp is more insecure about himself as he lies constantly about his status and the adventures he goes on, to the point of maybe convincing himself his lies are true. Luffy so far has been sort of a catalyst for characters to reveal their true desires, so I hope we get to see Usopp do that in some future episodes. Also, his addition to the crew balances out because both Zoro and Nami are dark brooding loners, so now we have two of those and two positive funny ones. Picking up some predictions from the last episode, there was no confirmation of Clador being the product of a devil fruit, or if he just has superpowers. Both have interesting connotations. If it was a devil fruit, how many more are there? And if he does just have superpowers, is this a common thing in this world, to just have random superpowers? I'm very curious moving forward, as he did survive, so I'm guessing we'll see him again this season for some final battle. Oh, and just a little thing not really worth mentioning, but big reveal of Grandpa Marine over here. Always love a good family dynamic when they're on different sides. I wonder if this will be one of those where they want to rip each other's guts out, or if it's they still love each other and just want to make the other see the error of their ways, or one of each. Who knows? But it looks like we're getting a battle first thing in the next episode, and I'm ready for it. Looks like that's it for this episode of The Uncultured Nerd. Still very much invested in this show despite knowing nothing about the source, and very excited to see more. Thank you, Professor and family members, for watching, and I'll be back with episode 5. See y'all later.